Lecture 7 on the topic compressible flow. So in the today's class, the same extension of that propagation of pressure waves or disturbances which are created in a compressible fluid. Extension of that we are studying here. So in the previous class, we have studied these propagation of pressure waves for different Mach numbers. That is for subsonic flow, for a sonic flow and supersonic flow. Already we have studied the propagation or disturbances of the pressure waves compressible fluid. So now in the today's class we are going to study what do you mean by Mach cone, Mach angle, zone of action and zone of silence. So here in the previous class we have drawn the propagation of pressure waves is for Mach number is greater than 1 is called also as the supersonic flow. So this is the disturbance which is created at point A in 4 seconds. This is the disturbance of pressure waves which is created at point 3 in 3 seconds. This is the disturbance which is created at point 2 in 2 seconds. This is the disturbance which is created at point 1 in 1 seconds. So if the tangent is drawn to all these different circles, if the tangent line is drawn to the different circles which represent the propagated spherical waves on both the sides, on this side also, this side also. If the tangent is drawn to all these different circles on both the sides, so we shall get a cone. Both these tangent lines will meet at one point and we are going to get a cone with vertex at point B. We're going to get a vertex here. Let me call this point as point B. This is cone is formed here and the tangent line is drawn to all these different circles. Tangent is we shall get a cone with vertex at point B. So this cone is known as Mach cone. This cone is known as Mach cone. You can see here this cone. This cone is known as Mach cone. So this is defined as half of the angle of the Mach cone. You can see here alpha. Alpha is defined by as the angle, Mach angle. So this total entire thing is Mach cone. So Mach angle is defined as the half of the angle of the Mach cone. Half of the angle of the Mach cone. So here angle alpha is known as Mach angle. We can now consider triangle 1DB or triangle 1BD. Triangle 1BD, we will consider this triangle. So here the distance 1B, that will be equals to the velocity of the projectile, that is V. This V is nothing but the velocity of the solid body. Distance 1B, it indicates velocity of the projectile, that will be equals to V. The distance here 1D, the distance 1D, that will be equals to the velocity of the sound wave, equal to C. This is velocity of the sound wave or the velocity of the pressure wave, which is equals to C. Hence we have this triangle. I will calculate here sin alpha. Sin alpha is equals to 1D divided by 1B here. How will calculate sin theta? Opposite upon hypotenuse. So if this is angle alpha, opposite side is 1D, hypotenuse is 1B only. So sin alpha is equals to 1D, distance 1D divided by distance 1B. Whereas distance 1D is represented by C because this is the velocity of the sound wave, and the distance 1B is represented by V, that is the velocity of the projectile. So this same equation I have written in this form, 1 divided by V upon C. Not alter the equation. Instead this is C by V. I have written this equation as 1 divided by V divided by C. I can write this equation in this form only. So 1 as it is, V divided by C is nothing but Mach number. That means sin alpha, that is Mach angle, sin alpha will be equals to 1 divided by M. So when M is greater than 1, the effect of disturbance is felt only in the region inside the Mach cone. zone of action. The effect of disturbance is felt only in the region inside the Mach cone. So these disturbances are inside the Mach cone only. They are not outside the Mach cone. So this region it is called as the zone of action. This is called as the zone of action, which is the region which is inside the Mach cone. Next, zone of silence. When m is greater than 1, there is no effect of disturbance in the region outside the Mach cone. There is no effect of disturbance in the region outside the Mach cone. So this region which is outside the Mach cone is called as the zone of silence. So outside the Mach cone there is no any effect of disturbance, that is called as the zone of silence. Here also and here also it is zone of silence, and this is zone of action. The disturbance of the pressure waves which is within the Mach cone, it is called as zone of action, and this is called as the zone of silence.